who was suffering from schizophrenia, and she was taking medication for it, and she was very sick at that time. And I think the second year that Davey was in LA, even though the team was doing well, his heart was really back in Florida with his daughter, and it's a sad story. She would succumb to the effects of schizophrenia and would die of toxic shock. And as you can imagine, that's the hardest thing for a parent to go through, especially when it's one of your children, which I think Davey felt like she was the most like him, and they were the closest. So that was extremely hard for him, and so I think that led to the gap in his major league managerial resume more than anything else, because it would be years before he would get back into the major leagues when he managed the Nationals.
Talking to Erik Sherman, the co-author of Davey Johnson's book, My Wild Ride in Baseball and Beyond. And Erik, I'll get you out on this. You just hit on it. What can you tell us about Johnson's time with the Nationals?
Well, again, he took over a team that certainly was on their way up. It was a ball club that I think really reminded Davey a great deal of what he had in '84 with the Mets. With the '84 team, he had a young Dwight Gooden, the best young pitcher in baseball, and he had Darryl Strawberry, the best young hitter and outfielder in baseball. So with the Nationals, what did he have? Well, he had the best young pitcher in Steven Strasburg and the best young position player in Bryce Harper. And he knew Bryce Harper since he was 15. Since Harper was 15, and he had Strasburg on the U.S. team that Davey managed either in the World Cup or the Olympics. I think it was the World Cup, and so he had known both these players from the time they were teenagers. So he took them a long way. He believes today, and this was something that's been talked about a lot from the book. He was kind of forced to sit Strasburg down in the playoffs. Because Strasburg had the Tommy John surgery, and he had reached his innings count, and Davey was forced to sit him. And if he hadn't been forced to sit a guy like Strasburg, who was having an outstanding season, he believes they would have gone to the World Series. But it was still a successful tenor, probably a tenor that Davey wishes had gone on another year or two, so he could have finished what he started and won a World Series for Washington.
All right, Erik, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Erik Sherman. He's the co-author of Davey Johnson's book, My Wild Ride in Baseball and Beyond. Let's take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because we'll be talking basketball next on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
An important message from Medicare. Between your doctor visits, taking the right medications at the right times, and following advice from different doctors, managing 2 or more chronic conditions like high blood pressure, arthritis, or diabetes can be overwhelming. But it doesn't have to be. Chronic Care Management Services can help you get the connected care you need by connecting the dots between your medical appointments, pharmacy, and hospital visits. Your doctor will work with you to create a care plan and check in with you between visits, keeping you on track and helping you with your health goals so you can spend more time doing what you love. If you have Medicare, ask your doctor about Chronic Care Management Services and get the connected care you need. For more information, visit Medicare.gov and search for Chronic Care Management. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Yeah. Hey, check it out. I'm gonna need you to turn up your volume. No. I'm supposed to say that. Come on. Hey, look, check it out. It's your guy, DJ Steph, the saucy man himself. Tune into It's Saucy, where I play nothing but hip-hop and reggae music.
1, 2, 3, hit me!
Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. on the Voice of Nassau Community College on 90.3 WHPC.
Listen!
90.3 WHPC reminds you that you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
There are thousands of teens in foster care who will love you just the same.
There are thousands of siblings in foster care who are waiting for an adopted family.
There are 108,000 children and youth currently waiting in foster care for permanent families.
For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org.
A message from the Ad Council and the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Jacob Vaux. Jacob Vaux.
Haven't heard this one in a while.
Yeah.
I actually missed this one. Never thought I'd say that.
You never thought you'd say that about a Jacob Vaux liner. Awesome. Joe, do you have a favorite?
I like the Eminem ones.
All right, good.
I wonder why.
I like the Howdy Doody one best. It's my favorite child.
That's a good one.
You're listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We are live twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Vaux. Sitting across from me, Eric Fischetti, who you can follow on Twitter at Sergeant Fish.
I'm checking it right now. Let's go.
And Joe Ardita, who you can follow on Twitter at JoeCoolNY. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at RealJacobVolk. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. So let's get to basketball. On Friday, the NBA Finals ended as the Warriors swept the Cavaliers. Eric, I give you a ton of credit for calling this before the series even started. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
What were your thoughts on the series?
Joke.
Yes.
Absolute joke.
Horror show.
And you know what I hate about it the most? When they won, and they clearly deserved it, they were far and away the much better team, they looked like they didn't care that they won. That bothered me. And when you see the Capitals win it for the first time forever, the sheer joy out of Alex Ovechkin, then you see Kevin Durant getting the MVP, like, yeah, whatever. That annoyed me so much. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. I hope someone destroys them. Now I hope LeBron goes west.
He's gonna go to the Rockets.
I think the Lakers now.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more the Lakers are a possibility.
Just real quickly, I know you don't like to talk about like where you're standing.
Nah, it's okay. We can break my rule. Why on the Rockets or why on the Lakers?
Oh, I think the Lakers. Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Because on the Cavs, he does not really have the supporting cast that they need to take down the Warriors.
Of course.
But I think that LeBron makes a lot of his supporting cast better, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Of course he does.
On the Lakers, when you have Lonzo Ball, who, you know, the jury's still out on him, but I think he can be a good player.
Good distributor. He's Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, whoever they pick this year in the draft, Kyle Kuzma, they have a good, solid team around them.
Josh Hart, too.
Josh Hart, too. They have an all, like, the Lakers, just being the Lakers and the Cavs without LeBron, the Lakers are far and beyond the better team. I don't care about the resume that the Cavs have without LeBron James being on the court. The Lakers are just better. They have better personnel. They have players that have been there, Brook Lopez also, and I just think over there it's a better supporting cast.
Yeah, the more I've thought about it, the more I think the Lakers are a legitimate landing spot for him. Of course, seeing those banners, seeing those names above the Staples Center means a lot. I still think the Rockets is a possibility. Form a super team with Harden and Paul, maybe Capella, if you want to.
Carmelo.
Yeah, exactly. Melo will join them. Watch how that works.
The Banana Boat crew.
I still think the Sixers is a strong possibility.
If he stays in the East, he's going to Philadelphia.
I'll agree with that. I don't think Boston is going to happen.
See, I don't think
Kyrie
he's going to go to Philly because the one reason why is because Ben Simmons and LeBron are essentially like, without Ben Simmons not being able to shoot a jump shot, they're the same type of player. They're both like point forwards, and one of them is going to have to handle the ball. It's most likely going to be LeBron, and if it's Ben Simmons, well, this dude can't shoot a jump shot. How he's going to have to, I'm not saying it's not going to work, but he's going to have to adjust a lot to be able to score or do things to be successful without having the ball physically in his hand. Does that make sense?
I have two questions for you. I asked this to Jacob before, but I just want to say one comment first. If LeBron goes to Boston, Kyrie's going to be pissed off.
He's not going to Boston.
Yeah,
No,
I know, but it's just funny to think about. Kyrie left because of LeBron. And then, but
I can play with him. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't.
but the second question I ask of you, Joe, because you obviously know your stuff and you're very good at basketball too. If LeBron goes to the Sixers, do you think it stunts Ben Simmons' growth?
I do. That's why I brought up exactly what I just said, because I don't know if he's that type of player. Like, he can set screens and whatnot, but he can't shoot a three, let alone shoot 15 or 20 feet away from the basket. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's why they have Redick and Bellinelli.
Right, so I don't know exactly what you expect Simmons to do. I think the better idea would be to have Simmons be the one with the ball and just have LeBron work around that. It would be a lot easier of a scenario because LeBron can actually, shoot a basketball.
I like how no one's bringing up Markelle Fultz. Last year's #1 pick. We're already writing him off.
I'm not writing him off. He just wasn't significant, and I know that he can be very dope. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't there.
I like him. I'm telling you right now, I'm buying Fultz stock.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a bust yet. I'm not.
No, definitely not. There are people saying he's already a bust because he was picked ahead of Jason Tatum. And yes, Tatum is by far and away the better player and will be the better player as their careers go on. But it's too early to write Fultz off. It really is. If Fultz can even develop a semblance of a shot, he doesn't have to be J.J. Redick out there, but if he can develop some semblance of a jump shot, he will be a very good player in this league for a long time.
I'm just not. I'm not buying him right now. I want to see more of him.
That's fair.
Yeah, I really want to see what he can do because his shot was awful last year when he was trying to get back on the court. It was just bad.
Yeah, I'm buying Fultz stock, but I'm not buying a lot of it.
That's fine. But the main thing that I'm concerned about is I just want to see him play before I can give you a definitive answer.
That's fair. So at the end of the finals, naturally comes the offseason. With that in mind, Joe, what do you think the Knicks should do?
I've seen a lot of,
If you say sign LeBron James, I will kick you out of the studio.
No. If I would have said that, I would have said it off the jump, immediately when you asked me. No, but I did see one report that, and I laughed when I looked at it. It said that Boston is fearing that Kyrie might go to the Knicks, and I'm like, why would that ever happen? That's not going to happen.
It might happen. I think Kyrie Irving is the kind of guy who wants to be the star on a team and doesn't care about winning, similar to Melo.
If you remember.
And not care about winning. He just wants to be the man.
Exactly.
He already won a championship, so he's not really looking for much.
Yeah, but you got to win more, though.
I know, but if you remember when Kyrie Irving wanted to get traded out of Cleveland, Boston wasn't one of his destinations. New York was.
Yeah, he wanted to go to the Knicks, and I think the rumor was Ntilikina for Irving or something along those lines. I don't think it's crazy for him to go to the Knicks 2 years from now. But
I'll take him. We need a point guard, and Ntilikina has shown some flashes.
The thing is, though, I think he will mesh really badly with Porzingis. I don't think him and Porzingis will get along. Not Porzingis' fault, Kyrie's fault.
Personally, or just
the way they type of player.
You know how Melo kicked everyone off of the Knicks who was anywhere near as good as him? Jeremy Lin, Amari Stoudemire, Mike D'Antoni, Mike Woodson, guys like that. It's going to be the same thing with Kyrie Irving. I don't know if you can win with him anymore. I really don't.
It's really an interesting topic, but I just want to touch on the Knicks also because I'm kind of falling into your camp also, Jacob. When you first said it, I wasn't crazy about it at first, but now I'm thinking about it. It makes a ton of sense. DeMarcus Cousins.
Yes, it does.
I was about to bring that up, too, before.
It really does make a lot of sense, but there are a couple of names.
If they don't re-sign Kanter.
Right. There are a lot of names that you need to look out for. One of them is Enes Kanter because I
like Kanter.
I do, too. And there's a chance that he could opt out this year. There's also a chance he can opt in. We'll see. Time will tell.
Seems like he's happy, though. He's a very vocal guy. It does seem like he does like New York a lot.
Another one is Kyle O'Quinn. And Kyle O'Quinn also has an opt-out.
He's going to opt out.
I wouldn't be upset if he opts back in. I just think that Kanter and O'Quinn are so night and day players. O'Quinn is more of a defensive center than Kanter is. Kanter's more of an offensive threat and an offensive rebounding machine. So if you were to ask me which one I would rather have, I'd rather have Kanter because I think Kanter has more of the heart and soul of that team, to be honest with you.
Kanter's a million times better than O'Quinn.
Yeah.
O'Quinn is good defensively, but Kanter has the edge because he can score more. He can play defense. He's just not the best at it.
And he sticks up for his teammates. I like how he went up to LeBron the way he did.
And his Cantor is like an above-average defender that you would sign up for if he can score a lot.
I like Cantor a lot. He averaged a double-double this year.
Yes, he did. And the other name that you got to look out for is Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley is a free agent.
Beasley.